Releasing their 10th album should be reason to celebrate for Westlife, but it's been a tough year for the Irish band, clouded by the deaths of both Cian's dad and the sudden loss of Nicky's father just a month ago. It hit them hard, as did the shock death of their friend Stephen Gately. But tragedy has ultimately now brought them closer together.
As a band, we've got closer in the last 3 or 4 months, closer than we've ever been. When it's taken away from you, when somebody's taken away from you like that, it's close to you, or someone like Stephen that was looking forward to his next album, and he's not going to, he can't do that now. And like, if that happened to us, it would just literally, it'd be absolutely horrific. So you just it kind of puts life into perspective a lot.
Big time. There's times when you I suppose it's dealing with the grief, and there's times when you kind of look back at it and think, or kind of take yourself away from it and look in on top of yourself and think, should I be enjoying myself? Should I be, laughing and joking here? And I suppose that's part and parcel with dealing with it. But it's certainly better than sitting at home doing nothing and crying and crying and crying, because I've done all my crying. I just can't cry anymore in that respect. So yeah, I think you feel the same, don't you? I think, you getting back involved and having such a good album has been positive, But in terms of what's happened to Westlife over the year, whether it be our dads, whether it be Stephen a little bit further away from us, it's been a crap year all round in that respect. I think we're all looking forward to next year, to be honest.
Staying positive and sticking together has been the way through the last few months. They've appeared recently on The X Factor, and like any group of mates, when they're not talking about football, they're talking about who they think will win the show. And Mark's offering us his views on Jedward.
If anything, they'll do better off away from being on The X Factor than when they were on it, because they won't start getting all the same criticism, because I think there's something different to sort of what Leona is or whatever. They're not like a music act.
I think Joe should win.
Yeah,
I think he's definitely the most rounded kind of pop star on the show that's left for me.
Daniel, you a fan of Daniel?
Yeah, I was a fan of Daniel. I don't know, he just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Don't know.
Okay.
Vocally, I think there's better singers on the show than Daniel. I think people were raving on about his voice. Personally, I'm not mental about his voice at all. I think Joe is the best singer on it. And Stacey, obviously, I think they'll be the final two.
I don't think you can compare Joe and Daniel's voices. Joe, I think, is so far ahead of him.
I think
vocally, yeah.
I think just like FIFA should allow Ireland back into the World Cup, I think Psycho should allow Jedward back into X Factor.
I knew we couldn't get through without mentioning the football again. What do you think of Thierry Henry?
Yeah, he's a lovely fella, yeah. Delighted, can't wait to meet him.
Any messages?
Thierry, you're a cheat.
I'm sure he'd be watching.
I'm sure he cares, eh?
Thierry, if you're watching, you can get your hand on a copy of Westlife's new album this week. Steve Hargrave, Sky News.